will be waiting, and we will celebrate, because victory will go to the good, victory will go to the honorable, victory will go to those who believe in democracy, victory will go to us. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, friends, it's an honor to be here with you today. There are also thousands of women in Camp Ashraf who I would also describe as the cream of any society in the world. And they remain the focal point for millions in Iran who want freedom, even amongst the most horrific of circumstances. They suffer night and day from constant noise, and it's a form of psychological torture which we can hardly imagine how uncomfortable it is. Access to medical facilities is denied to the people in Ashraf, and all in all they have to suffer deprivations on a scale which we can hardly imagine. From time to time, the Iranian proxies, the Iraqi proxies of the Iranian regime make attempts to batter down the walls of Camp Ashraf, and the world community must stand up and say fundamentally that this is wrong. In particular, it is the responsibility of the US to denounce these incursions and to protect the people of Ashraf who have exemption under the Geneva Convention. It is also the duty of the UN to take action to protect the citizens of Camp Ashraf. We have seen recently uprisings all over the Middle East, and I am hopeful that the current situation in Libya will cause our government's foreign policy towards Iran to come under greater scrutiny. Our government here in Britain has a shameful recent history of appeasement towards Iran. I hope that current events in Libya are focusing and shining a light on the duplicity of our foreign policy, and I hope that our government will endorse the need for democracy and stability, which can only come about in the region through a democratic Iran.